Hey Advanced Band, it's Mrs. Reese. This is a video tutorial that's going to show you what we're looking for your first graded video submission. It's going to be either counting and clapping or playing, depending if you have your instrument at home or not. If you don't have your instrument at home, it's not the end of the world. We would be counting and clapping rhythms at this point in the year anyway, so it wouldn't be something that's completely bizarre or strange. So what I'm going to show you in this tutorial are a couple of things. First of all, you're going to use a metronome as you are doing this, and your metronome is going to be set to 80 beats per minute. There are a couple of versions of metronomes that you can use. If you just Google search metronome, you can find one really easily just right off the bat. You set it to 80. I prefer, personally, to use a metronome through my phone. I have a free app called Metro Timer. Lots of different metronome apps out there. You could set it to whatever tempo you're looking for, and then it'll keep time for you. We've talked about metronomes before. This is not the first time. So in your instructions for this assignment, you're going to watch this tutorial and then you're going to have time to put yours together. My example for you is not going to be the same as what you see. We are focusing on dotted quarter notes followed by eighth note rhythmic patterns. We're going to get into 16th notes as we go through the next few weeks. But for this first one, since it's the first video submission, I didn't want to throw anything crazy at you. However, I do want to make sure that it is dotted quarter note followed by eighth note patterns that we are looking at. So my recommendation to you is to not just sight read this and do it right off the bat. I recommend that you go through this rhythm on your own, either counting and clapping or playing or both with a metronome, so you don't start your recording and then it's all over the place. So for this version, I'm actually going to use a different rhythm. Here's my rhythm that I see, very similar to the one that I have chosen for you, but it's a little bit different. I'm only going to demonstrate the first 4 measures. You're going to do all 8. So if I'm looking at this, keeping in mind that a dotted quarter note followed by an eighth note, dotted quarter note is going to receive 1.5 beats. And then the eighth note that follows receives the other half to give you 2 full counts. So I'm looking at measure 1 here by itself. If I'm counting this out loud, I have 1, 2, 3, and 1, because I have 3 and 4 and 1 that leads into 1. This eighth note is almost going to feel like a pickup note into the next measure. Or in this case, when it's on the end of 2, it's going to feel like a pickup note into the next count. So I'm going to set my metronome. It's at 80. 80 is going to feel kind of slow, but to keep you focused and steady, we're going to keep it at 80. I'm looking at this rhythm. I'm going to count and clap this rhythm out loud to myself. I'm looking, I see eighth notes. I don't see anything other than dotted quarter followed by eighth, quarter, half, or eighth note patterns. So I don't have anything crazy. Here it is. If I count it out, 1, 2, counting and clapping. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4. Remember, if there's a rest, we don't actually clap our hands together. When we have the dotted quarter note pattern and you're clapping and you're working on pulsing that note forward, 1, 2, 3, and 1. Make sure you do come back in on the and you're not just pulsing forward and holding it there for a full beat. So if I'm looking at the version that you have, it's slightly different. There are the 4 dotted quarter note rhythms, but I do see some rests in here, and I think the rests are actually going to be the hardest part of this. We've talked about how hard rests are sometimes. We like to blow through them and we actually don't count them or play them. Rests are music too. They're just pauses within the music. Now, if I'm going to play this on my instrument, I'm going to play using the note concert B flat, first note that you play for the concert B flat scale, whatever that happens to be for your instrument. I'm going to turn my metronome back on. Remember, I'm only playing the first 4 measures. You're going to play all 8. Sounds like this on the instrument. 1, 2. Here it is. If I was you, I would continue on to look at the next 4 measures, but I'm not going to do that because we don't need an 8-measure demonstration. If you have questions as you go through this or something's not working, you don't know how to do something, please reach out to me and ask. You can send me a message, you can send me an email, you can send up smoke signals, however you want to do it, to ask and reach out to me and tell me that it's confusing. It's being posted on a Monday. It's not going to be due until the following Sunday. Don't wait until the last minute to do this. You're going to want to take some time and make sure that you can submit a video. If you don't know how to do a video submission, look at the video submission practice or test run link that I have in the assignment breakdown. I'm not going to put that into the folder for last week because if you don't know how to get Flash to work on your computer, please take a look at that so you know. There was one other thing I had to tell you about, but I think I forgot. I think that's it. So, when you're submitting it, you can either submit it to me as a message in Schoology, or you can submit it through the assignment submission page. Just make sure that you click that it's a video submission. I don't need any written submission through this. This is going to be the big assignment for the week. If you have further questions, please make sure you ask.